I can start. For
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another interview conducted by Rei da Eurovision Mundo. And today we have with us the singer Hugo One, participant in the 2026 Luxembourg Song Contest. We'd like to thank you for accepting our invitation. This is an important opportunity to introduce you to the public. The interview will be divided in four parts. First, we will introduce you to the public as a person. We will talk a little about your musical career and so far. Next, we will talk about your participation in the 2026 Luxembourg Song Contest. And finally, we will ask you a few final questions and give you a thank you message. Okay?
Yes, perfect.
Okay. Again, welcome. Thank you for
Thank
accepting. And yes, as a child, did you dream, a red dream of becoming a singer? Was it something you always wanted, or it was something that triggered you?
No, I would say it's been a childhood dream of me to sing. I've always been told by my parents that I started to sing before I started to talk. So it's something that I've always loved, the music, being surrounded by music, and and getting to sing whenever I could was always something I want to do. Yes.
How do you try to maintain balance between your professional life as a singer and your personal life? I read about something about you, and I saw that you work at the university and all
Yes.
this. And how do you manage to?
Um, so I usually, well, there's the work day during the day. I'm very lucky that I have a very flexible work with flexible work time, so I can choose how to divide my work throughout the day. And I'm also very lucky to have a boss who's very supportive of my music career. So that's very, very nice. But I would say, um, when I'm at work, for some reason I'm not. I mean, of course, I'm not focused on my music. I'm very focused on what I'm doing at work. It's usually when I'm in the car or I'm at home. That's when I listen to music or even think about music and what I could write and what I could do and how I could perform or how I could improve myself. And yeah, so this is usually how I manage to separate things. Like when I'm at the office, I work and I do my office things. When I'm not at the office, I can think about music.
And when did you decide that music would be your way of life, like your way of breathing?
um I don't think there was necessarily a decision. Like one day I was like, I'm gonna do this all the time. I think it naturally came with with who I am and what I do. So like I will wake up and go and start with a shower. I'll already start to sing in the shower. A few years ago for my birthday, I got from my friends a speaker which I have in my bathroom. I will turn it on if no one's sleeping at home, but I will turn it on and then I will start to sing whatever I have on my playlist right now, and then hop in the car. I will sing again. Uh, I'll go home. I'll sing again. It's just like a natural thing. It's yes. So it's just music is guiding my life. It's really cool.
Okay, but did you do any, I don't know, training or course to, like, because I like singing, but to tell you the truth, oh my God, if I sing,
Um,
everyone will die. So it's better to keep it in the shower. But
yes.
yeah,
I did, yes. So I started when I was singing. My parents thought it would be a good idea for me to be put in a choir. So I started with a choir when I was 6, and then when I turned 15, we started with singing classes, which I still have to this day. I think even though music is now a more important part in my life than it was when I was 15, for example, or maybe even younger, every singer should have a vocal coach because it is a muscle, and we need to train it well, and we need to continue training it. So yes, I did receive training.
Oh, that's good. And what are your greatest qualities as a person and as a singer, in your
Mm,
opinion?
um, I'd like to think that I am. So I've been told quite a lot that I'm a very sunny person, very happy person. Um, um, so this is something that I do like about myself. I tend to stay positive on a lot of things. I would say I'm also a kind person, and I'm someone who perseveres. I don't easily um, let go or let myself fall down and then like not come back up. I persevere in a lot of things I take in my life. So I would say even in music, when you're singing and you want to reach a note, you need to work in order to reach that note, or in order to sing a certain way, or be able to do certain things with your voice. It's always about working and perseverance.
And what aspects do you value most in life?
Um, I would say moments. Like it's such a broad term that what I would just say, but like enjoying and cherishing every moment that comes your way. So whether for me it's about the national final, or getting to create the song, or meeting new people, or spending time with your friends. It's trying to cherish all of these moments because sometimes they can be too short. Sometimes they don't happen again. So yes, cherishing moments.
Uh, what is your biggest life dream?
Ooh.
The one that you want to achieve.
So one of my life dreams would obviously to represent my country. Um, I want to say one of my countries at the Eurovision Song Contest, because I am half Luxembourgish and half French. So
Oh,
if Eurovision France wants to get me, they can always call me. So that's one of my dreams. But I think being, I, I have to say, like I think today my dream. Obviously, there's work to do this, but to have a sold out show of something like 15,000 people in front of you. If 15,000 people bought my ticket, that means I've done something right, and that would be like a really cool thing. Especially as a Luxembourgish artist, coming from a small country, doing something like this would be really cool.
what is your secret talent besides singing, of course? Do you have any hobbies you would like to share? Or
So in the hobbies that I do already, I have shared before. I do CrossFit and I do dancing. I like to keep myself busy, I think, throughout the day, but also keep myself moving, so I don't become too stiff, especially when it comes to singing. And secret, secret. I feel like I think if I've been told, I've thought about this before, and I was like, if I've ever been told like a secret thing that I could do would be I can do like a clove with my tongue. So like,
oh my god!
but that's I would say that's kind of like right now what comes to mind is the only thing.
Okay. And I also saw that you do the high heel dancing. Oh my god,
Yes.
that's crazy. How do you manage to balance with that?
I have to say, one of the things that I still have to work on with this type of dancing would be my balance, because it is quite difficult. But I think it comes with work. You show up. I show up every week to dance in heels, and there's training, and I'm lucky that I found one particular teacher, Julie Lahure, that is very good at what she's doing, and she teaches very well. And we always start a class with warming up. and then you have some fundamental exercises that you have to do, because heels is not just about the musicality or even the balance. It's also about the muscles in your body, and strengthening your ankle muscles and your calves in order for your feet to be, strong and dance very well and walk very well. So to me, I've always found it very interesting when I see it, when especially women, when they do it, I find it so beautiful. And so I'd like to incorporate it, or how would I say it? I like to take that feeling as well, and try to be as beautiful as them. And yeah, I think it's something that uses a lot of muscles. Um, and also, you're taller when you're. I mean, I dance in 10 centimeter heels. I'm 10 centimeters taller, which is really cool.
Yeah, I can imagine it's not easy. I am clumsy, so it's something that I, oh my God, I don't see myself doing that.
It comes with time and with work. I have to say, I know some clumsy people that dance that I've seen grow in 3 to 4 years, and now they dance way better than when they started in heels. So, if you put in the work and you have the mindset, anything is possible.
In terms of personality, do you see a different Hugo on stage and a different Hugo in real life, or you're
Ooh.
just
Um, I've been told yes. But as in, I was scared at first when I got selected for the national final to be perceived maybe as too feminine or too much. So I feel like I was kind of reserving myself. I think in a in a public environment, I tried to stay a bit reserved. Unfortunately, in today's world, you never know what can happen to you. Um, but then I was told that when I'm on stage, I am the Hugo that people know, and like I actually exude some femininity also in my singing or in my dancing, in my way of being on stage. So I would say there is a difference, and probably the reason for that is because when I'm on stage, I feel at home, I feel unstoppable, and I feel my true self, and so everything shines through.
that's nice. What do you miss most about your childhood?
Oh, what I miss most about my childhood. Mm, mm, oh, I have to say I had quite a nice childhood. My parents always gave my family um, pretty much anything we wanted, to a certain extent, of course. But if I wanted piano lessons, I would get them. If I wanted to do karate, I would get them. I've managed to take a lot of what I have had in my childhood now in my adult life. So I wouldn't say there's anything particularly now. Nothing pops in my mind. Um, but I did enjoy, in my childhood, like spending time with my friends. Um, I have to say, my two best friends, I'm very lucky, still live in Luxembourg, so I still get to see them. But there's a certain extent of friends that we have our adult lives now, and some of them are in Portugal, for example, or they're in the Netherlands or in Brussels, and seeing them more often would be nice.
If you could go back in time to change something, what would it be?
Mm, I think probably start, because I started the piano when I was 17, and then I stopped because it was my last year of high school. So I wanted to have really good grades. So I kind of put the piano to the side. So I would say if I had to go back in time, probably start piano way earlier so that today I could play the piano, because I cannot play the piano.
Okay. What are you most proud of having done or achieved?
Probably the Luxembourg Song Contest.
Oh, that's nice. you were born and raised in Luxembourg, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's, I've been there. It's really beautiful. Oh my God.
Thank,
Really,
thank.
it's really beautiful there. Uh, which band or singer do you always recommend when someone asks you for a suggestion?
From Luxembourg
No, no, in general.
in general. Um, hmm. So one artist I have one, I have a few, but depending on the era, I really like Michael Jackson, George Michael.
I
Um,
love them.
I really like as well Dua Lipa. Um,
Yes.
vocally, music wise as well, but vocally, I think Guy Sebastian from Australia. He represented Australia 11 years ago now because it was in 2015 or 2016. Vocally, he's amazing. I would recommend him as well. And oh, I think what Ray does with her songs to me is crazy. She's what I love about Ray is that she's such a music nerd. I want to say almost that the way she writes music and the way she will put some like Easter eggs in her songs or in the
Mhm,
notes because she knows certain types. It's really fun to listen to.
mhm. If you could meet a singer who is no longer with us, who would it be and why?
Mm. I think mm, mm, probably then George Michael. George Michael is I think someone who is very inspiring with their story, with their music, the way that they were helping out a lot of people, and I think yeah he's a very inspiring person. And so I think I'd love to meet him if he came back. That would be
Wait,
someone really cool
oh,
to speak
yes,
to.
it was a shock when he died. Yes, I
Uh,
agree with you. It was
yeah.
really, it's what I said back then when he died. I said that some people should be, should live forever because we cannot be without them.
Yes.
But it's life. Yeah. Um, which late singer would you most like to have met if you had the opportunity?
Mm, probably Michael Jackson. I think I would love to as well get to know how his mind worked and watch him perform. I think if I ever got to, if I could see anyone perform, dead or alive, I would want to see Michael Jackson. I think same thing. He's gone too soon, and
Yeah.
that would have been really fun to see
Yeah.
live.
This is one of my regrets. I had to choose between his concert or going to a class in college.
Uh,
And then I went to class and I skipped his concert, and I'm not, oh, why? But yeah,
what I find crazy is
decision.
that he came to Luxembourg, to our country, and performed in the middle of fields in Betonbourg in the 90s, where you had tens of thousands of people, and like this is crazy. How does this even happen? How does it come about? So yeah, I mean, obviously, I was not even remotely alive back then. It was early 90s. That would have been really cool to see.
I was almost about your age when because I'm from Brazil, I'm from Rio, and I was there when he recorded that video clip, and I
Yes.
didn't want to see him, but I had to work in college and all this, but yeah, it was crazy.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, I should have gone, but yeah, too late. What is your dark horse music taste? Something people wouldn't expect from you.
Hmm. Mm, yeah, I think I'm pretty predictable. I mean, I love pop and I love. I mean, anything that I listen to, I also usually sing. Um, I have to say I like German rap. There's not everything, but I certain German rappers or certain German rap songs
Mhm.
is something I enjoy listening to.
As an artist, do you prefer YouTube or Spotify?
Hmm. Um, I would to listen to. I would say Spotify is just easier to listen to music on
Mhm.
Spotify. Now, as a way of being paid, I have to say YouTube because YouTube pays better than Spotify
Okay. Okay.
as an artist.
Yeah, sure. If your story were a book, what would you write on the first page?
Mm, let me tell you about the story of a superstar.
Oh, wow. And it's a personal question now because I was listening to your songs and you write all your songs, right?
Yes.
What was your inspiration for Alone?
Oh. Um, Alone, I lost someone. They passed, and so it was. I have to say, it was the first time that I was feeling a lot of different things. I was feeling sad and angry and guilty, and it's just a whole lot of mix of emotions. And and so after they passed, I started to use this cocktail of emotions. And in one night, I was all alone at home, and I decided to use my phone and then just sing. And although it's not exactly what I did record now, it's maybe 90% of the lyrics that I had recorded in this one night are now on the song.
Oh,
And it just came out. It was I started singing, and then stopped recording, and I was like, oh, I wanted to sing some more. I started singing some more, and it was like another melody, and then I kind of like patched the recordings together, and with a team of two brilliant musicians from Sweden, Robin and Matthias, we worked on the song together to make it more to make it perfect, and this is how the song came about.
okay. Yeah. I need to tell you because when I listened this song, I was like, no way. And it's it doesn't happen very often, but almost a tear came out because it just remembered my mom. So I was like, oh no, it's really beautiful.
Thank you
That's
very
why
much.
I asked you what. Yeah. And three words that define Hugo.
Few words. I would say dancy, chatty. I like to chat a lot. Um, and love. I want to use the word love because I sing a lot about love in my songs. Different kinds of love, different ways of loving. And so yes, I want to use this word.
That's nice. Yeah. Um, let's talk about a little bit your musical career. Uh, how did your journey in music begin? I mean, you basically said that. And when did you realize you wanted to pursue a career as an artist?
Um, so as I said before, I started, in the choir, and then I took some some singing classes, some vocal coaching, and then I started posting actually covers on YouTube, and then I after posting it online, I got a mean message of someone being like, "What you do is not original. All you do is just sing other people's songs, and you cannot call yourself an artist for that." And so, while very mean, I have to say it was a true statement. Because I hadn't released any original songs. So this is when I had already sometimes started writing music, but this time this time I decided to write my very first song called "I Love You," and And yeah, and then so I was doing it slowly, and then 3 years ago, RTL announced that Luxembourg was coming back to Eurovision, and that's when I was like, okay, let's make this a little bit more professional. Let's write better music with talented people, and so this is how it all came about. Every song that I've released has been a song that was written for the Eurovision Song Contest.
That's good you didn't listen to them. Because some people can be mean. I mean,
Yes,
if Madonna listened to everyone
yeah,
in the beginning, we didn't have Madonna. So, yeah,
true that.
yeah, that's good. Um, Having formal music training, how do your studies influence your creativity process?
Mm, I mean, I try to take inspiration from what I've lived through or what I listen to, um, and then with my formal training, I just apply the training to the singing. I try to replicate a lot as well to what I listen to, in terms of vocals. If I hear an example would be like a run. So when they go from like a very like from a high note to a lower note and like sort of like like steps stairs or the other way around. So working on that. So that's how I like try to put everything together.
Mm, okay. As you said, you have strong influences such as Michael Jackson, George Michael, Beyonce, and Dua Lipa. And what have you learned from each of them?
Um, I feel like from people like Michael Jackson or George Michael to be kind to everyone, uh, especially. I mean, yeah, to be kind to everyone. It's what comes around goes around. If you're kind to people, people will be kind to you, and I strongly believe in that. Um, and I would say perseverance and work. If you look at someone like Beyonce, she has worked a lot to get through where she is. If you listen to her live, the reason she sounds so good is because she's working out and singing at the same time. Um, so this is what I take. And then from Dua Lipa, I take a lot of inspiration musically, um, from her influences and what she does and how she she's perceived by the public.
That's nice. Your music blends modern pop with disco and soul. How do you find the balance between nostalgia and modernity?
Ooh, that's a good. I have to say, I don't really think about that when I write. I just write whatever comes into mind, and when I write with other people, it's just like a blend of creativity and creativeness all together. I have to say, I think probably what makes it modern is the people that I do work with that have experience in the music industry, and then when we all work together, because it's released today, it's going to be modern.
Mhm. Yeah. Uh, I also noticed that you sing in French and English. And why did you decide to sing in both languages?
Um, so at first, I started singing mostly in English, and then um, I released a song called "Aimer encore," which I wrote for my boyfriend. And because it's a love song, I was thinking like, okay, French is my mother tongue. My the love that I'm singing to him has to be true. And for some reason, whatever in my head, I was thinking like it has to be in French because I'm singing in French. It means it's every word I'm saying is true. Um, and so this is how it started. And then I had a lot of fun actually writing in French because I think when I write in English, I will write about like what I know and how I speak. But with your mother tongue, you can use so many different ways of saying things, or have some rhymes that are really fun to rhyme with, like some words that you're not going to think that would rhyme together, but have a different meaning, but actually work really well together musically. And so this is why I decided to continue writing in French. And now, usually, what I do is whoever I'm working with, if they speak French, most likely some French is going to be in the song, if not entirely in the song.
Okay. Uh, you have performed in iconic venues such as, now you forgive my French. I don't speak any French at all. Philharmonie de Luxembourg
Yes.
and then Atelier. Sorry.
Hmm.
What
Okay.
did those moments mean to you?
Oof. So the Philharmonie was for my graduation, and that was really fun. I think I got to sing a song, and I was accompanied by one of my friends on the piano, and I made a lot of people cry. It was a very emotional song. We were all graduating, and the song was essentially um, it's a song by Michel Sardou called Je vole, and it means I'm flying, and he's essentially saying to his parents that he's flying away from the nest in order to live his life, which was uh, very appropriate for the moment. And then so that was very nice. I feel like I could give the emotion to the people that I wanted. And then for the Natelier, what was really fun is I got to sing with Anastasia. So performing a
Oh my
duet
God.
with someone I was originally just going to see in concert was really fun to do.
Oh yeah. Bob Anastasia. Oh my God. What did you feel when they called it? I don't know how it happened, but they called you and they want to sing it. How was the feeling?
I was stressed, because it was sold out, and the Atelier I think can hold like 1,200 people. So it was full of people, and the way it happened is because she likes in between songs, especially if the venue is small. But I think in any sort of venue, she likes to talk to people or talk to her audience. Doesn't necessarily get responses because there's so many of us, but likes to talk to people. And so I was just doing like a heart like this, and then she was like, "Oh yes, you a heart. I love it. Thank you. Did you come here by yourself, or did someone drag you to the concert?" So I went with my mom, and I was like, "No, no, I actually dragged my mom to the concert. I wanted to see you." And then at some point she asked me what I do, and I was like, "I'm a singer," and she was like, "Are you really? Because if you are, then you're coming on stage." And so I was like, "Yes, I am." And so I came on stage, and I was like, "Can we sing 'I Belong to You'?" Her duet with Eros Ramazzotti, and so we sang a little bit of that song, and that was really cool. And actually, people thought it was part of the show. Like she thought that I was
Hmm.
someone from her crew that
Hmm.
just
Yeah.
I don't know what people thought, but yeah, it was a very very fun thing to do.
Oh, that's nice. And what did you take away from that experience?
Mm, to always have fun and not to think about things too much. Like you only live once, and I think the fact that I got to sing with Anastasia is a really fun anecdote that you can say at dinner.
That you are known for your strong stage presence and striking choreography. What is more challenging, singing or dancing at the same time?
Definitely, singing and dancing at the same time is really challenging, because you have to balance the stamina, your breath, so your breathing and the voice control. So yes, singing and dancing is can be quite challenging.
I think the high heel dance helps this, don't
Yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And with the CrossFit as well. With CrossFit,
I?
because I in the CrossFit you also have cardio, And so mixing all of this is really cool.
Okay. And how do you prepare your shows? Do you start with the music, the storytelling, or the visual comp?
Um, I it's a mix of different things. I think you want obviously the show to be engaging, and you want the people to listen to you. So if I take the example of a show that I did last summer, before releasing Born Again, I I did this thing where I started with one of my favorite songs at the time, which was System Shock, and I added some. I asked my team to add some instrumental at the beginning in order for my dancers to be introduced, and then me, and then we all sing together. And then because it was such a strong opener, we had to bring the people back down because if you start very strong, then you can't really go back up. So we
Mhm.
brought people back down, and I sang alone, and then from there on, I continued with Summer Palpitations, which is one of my, I mean, no, Born Again is now my most popular song, but before it, Summer Palpitations was my most popular song. And I continued on with Shivers, and then I ended with Aimé Encore, which I also had changed in order for people to sing with me, and I had some crowd interaction. So I would say this, and then the storytelling also, because in between songs I try to say a few words, talk a little bit with the crowd in order to have a connection.
Okay. And one song that can never be missing from your set list.
Well, now is Born Again.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, your performance, sorry, at Luxembourg Pride was described as vibrant. What did you feel on that stage?
Um, it was a lot of nice things. I felt very grateful because I got to sing. I have to say, like Luxembourg Pride, my performance at Luxembourg Pride was my first professional performance. Yes, before I had sung at the Atelier or the Philharmonie, but it wasn't as Hugo won. It was an encounter or my graduation. So this one was my first professional performance. I felt very grateful, very happy. I had a lot of my friends that were there, and very thankful for them to be my friends and to be there because they had brought like shields where my name was on it, and they sang my songs. So supported, loved. It was a lot of nice nice emotion.
Good. Do you feel pressure representing a new generation of pop artists in Luxembourg?
Um, Not necessarily. I think I'm doing my own thing, and the reason I'm doing music right now as well, and releasing the songs that I do release, is because I love doing what I love. I love doing music, and I love singing, and I only really think about that. I want to have fun, and so that's the reason I'm doing all of that.
That's nice. How do you deal with the expectations of the public and the music industry?
Mm, I I have to say I kind of just like let it happen. Like I think in terms of my performances, this is something that I obviously am in control of. So I always try to give it my all. I come prepared. I work. I never do something half done. But then in terms of reception of my music, it's what the people like or what the people don't like. It's I kind of just release a song, and then I'm hoping people will like it, and if they don't, well, it's okay. You cannot please everyone,
Yeah, no.
and so it just happens.
Mhm. Between making people dance and moving them emotionally, what is your priority?
Oh. Mm, Probably making them dance. I think
Oh, you have a challenge with me. I cannot dance.
you can
Oh,
move. You can,
I
you
can
know,
move just like a tree, but
that's good enough. That's good enough for myself.
you say you use music to translate your lived experiences. Is there a song of yours that is especially personal?
Alone, I would say, is my most personal song. Yeah,
Oh my God.
and it's not a dancey song, which
No.
which maybe I still have this sort of issue because Born Again is about a breakup and how I was really not feeling. I was feeling very, very, sad and depressed when the breakup happened, and so this is what the lyrics are about. But at the same time, it's a dancey song, so mixing them together is difficult to do.
Yeah, yeah, I can tell you. You already realized that you just got me with alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thank you for that. Uh, would you like to collaborate with one of your idols or with artists from your new generation for this new generation?
Mm, oof. I think. Well, a part of my idols are unfortunately dead, but for Dua Lipa, who's still awake, I think if I got to collaborate with her, it would obviously be an honor, and it would be crazy. Now, do, I think I would like to, but I think sometimes people also say don't meet your idols because you have an image of them, and then if it's not that image, then you get disappointed. So maybe I also kind of want that. I see her through this lens, and
Hmm.
maybe I want to keep it like this. But collaborations for sure. I really really want to collaborate with different artists, whether it's artists in Luxembourg or beyond. It's something that I want to do. Collaborate either in terms of writing with them or singing with them. It's just really it's because you get different brains, you get different ways of creating, and I think the exchange is really really fun.
What distinguishes Hugo One from other pop artists of this new generation?
Hmm. I think probably my performances, vocally as well, um, and my story. I think everyone has a different story, and mine is just as good to listen to and to hear. So yeah, that's I would say that's
And another personal question: when are you going to perform in Portugal? I would
ah
love to see it.
well, you know what? It's on my to-do list. It's something that I think traveling and singing in different countries is something that I would love to do. So let's cross our fingers, put it in the universe that it's going to happen very
Yeah,
soon.
it will. I hope.
Yes.
Talking about Born One, what does the expression that gives the song its title mean to you?
Wait, say that again.
About Born Again, what does this expression mean to you? The title.
Um, it's about it means to me. So being born again is a being able to um, rewrite your story if you want to, or as in you go back in the past and then you rewrite something of your story, or you don't go back in the past and then you write something new about your story and learn from what has happened in your life in order to not make the same mistake.
And does this song convey pain or hope, or a mix?
A mix, probably. Thank you very much for adding this. I
Yeah,
would.
I was just think about the song, and I was, oh, maybe it's a little
Yeah.
bit of both.
I think because there is pain in the lyrics, but there's hope that, like I said before, you can learn from your mistakes and make sure that you don't get hurt again the same way, and you don't cry again for the same reasons.
Mhm. And leave the past in the past, right?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever experienced a moment when you felt born again?
Mm. Um. Mm, yes, last year, and when I got announced the finalist, I felt like I was born again, and it was my time, and that I had learned from my past experiences, and I could apply them for this year's final.
That's not. This song, it suggests that everyone deserves a second chance.
Yes. Well, it's more a song that's it's a reflection on yourself. So um, because you're hurt so much, you want to be born again so that you can start again from zero, and then not live through what you just lived, and then therefore not be in pain. But also, it's about everything that has happened in our life has happened for a reason, and so we are the people we are today because of those reasons. And therefore there's also the question in the chorus of, like, if I was born again, would I still be a survivor? Would I still be a fighter? Because I do believe that, for me at least, what has happened to me is the reason I am the person I am today, and that I fight and I continue to persevere. And so, yes, I would say this was kind of the message of the song.
So it's a second chance for ourselves.
Exactly.
Okay. With this song, do you hope to inspire someone going through a difficult time?
Yes, yes. I think whenever I write songs that have a deeper meaning, born again or alone, for example, I whenever I do sing and I write, I want to convene an emotion, and I think if this is what they can relate to, then I think I've done my job right.
That's nice. Let's talk about the Luxembourg Song Contest. Uh, had you ever considered participating in the national final?
Yes, this was my third year auditioning. So first year I auditioned with Summer Palpitations, and then second year I auditioned with four songs. So you had Alone, Shivers, System Shock, and Il Est Encore. Um, and then I got through to Recall, which is the step right before getting into the finals, with Shivers. And then this year I auditioned with Born Again, and two other songs that have not been released yet. I'll see if I release them one day, but and then this time I got in the final with Born Again.
Before the selection of the eight finalists, you went through an audition. How was the process? Did you believe you would be selected?
Uh,
Like, hope, of course, we always have, but
um, I okay. I want to say yes and no. I want to say yes. I believed I would be selected this year because, for whatever reason, in the universe, I felt like it was my time. It was my third time auditioning, and Born Again was a really really strong song. I had actually, out of the three songs that I auditioned with, there was Born Again and then another one, and both songs I felt like were really strong, and I thought that I would be able to get into the final with either of them. Now, I also want to say no, that I didn't necessarily think I was going to get in the final because I didn't know any of the other songs. And you have to think that the process and the judging there's the 5 international judges plus the delegation that choose together. So it's a mix of 7 people that chooses the finalists, and it all depends on what they're looking for this year, how you sang as well live, because studio wise the song can be really good, but if you don't manage to be super, up to the par live, then unfortunately you're not going to get selected. So there was a lot of hope, uh, some stress as well because I wanted to do well, but yes, so I would say yes.
And how was your reaction when you found out you were one of the finalists?
I was very close to crying. I think there would have been tears of relief. Honestly, to me, I was thinking like, finally, like work pays off. If you continue trying, you will get to where you want to be. And so yes, for me, this is what I wanted, and I was very happy, and it was such a cool moment.
And how did you prepare for the Luxembourg Song Contest on your stage performance?
Um, so I prepared well vocally, and I trained my song multiple times. And then I also worked with my heels dance teacher, so Julie Layure, and then her business partner, Sven Soares, who is also a choreographer and who's been in the music industry and in the dance industry for over 20 years. And so we worked together to find some stage presence. I have to say, I already have it. I feel very comfortable on stage. So in this moment, it was more a question of finding key moments of what to do in the song, how to convey the message. And so yeah, that's what I did.
And who was the stylist who dressed you for the festival?
So for the final, the televised final, um, that's a good question because I don't remember their name. Everything, the entire production was done by a wonderful Ukrainian team called One to Remember. They are also the ones who helped with putting the whole show together. So Dennis, for example, was the lead choreographer, so, as well as his assistant Masha. And then in terms of, I think his name is Alan. I didn't I
Okay.
didn't get to thank him for my wonderful costume because it was all made for me. Very lucky, very happy as well because a lot of people liked it. A lot of people asked me where I bought my jacket, stuff like that, when it was custom made. Um, but yes, it was very fun to have this whole production team um, that was there to help us. Which is, yeah, they helped for the live show, and then sorry, Sven and Julie helped me for the auditions.
Okay. If it were today, would you change anything about your performance?
No, there was. I have to say, I had so much fun during my performance. I think there's always room for improvement, maybe in terms of my singing, but really, I I wouldn't change anything in my performance. I loved it.
If you could choose a dream duet with one of the 2026 national final contestants, who would you be and why?
A dream duet. Hmm. Uh, hmm. I do. There's a few of them, but I have to say that is someone that I got along really, really well with in the competition. Um, Someone who I've already said I think we should work together, and she has agreed. So this is something to look forward to. But also, I think Eva Maria was someone who I've also duetted with during rehearsals. We both did musical theater, and and so getting to sing some like musical songs together in rehearsals was really fun to do. So I would say those two.
Okay. What are your favorite Luxembourg Eurovision entries, or from another country that you particularly like?
Um, so I loved "Sound of Silence" by Dami Im from Australia in 2016, 17, 17, I think. She placed second. And then I loved Spain with Chanel and Slow Mo. That was a very good one. Um, and then with Luxembourg, I really liked. I mean, obviously, Poupée de cire, Poupée de son is iconic. Um, and Lara Fabian, her entry was also very cool, the same year as Celine Dion. So there's a few. Oh, and I really liked as well Bilal Hassani with Moi. That was a very good one, and especially because it was different. You know, he's someone that dresses up and puts a long wig on, and I goes towards drag queens. You know, and I think especially for France, that was completely different and very out of the box, and so I really liked those entries. But there's so many.
Yeah. Yes, there are. Will this song you brought to Luxembourg Festival be included in your future shows? Your
Yes.
future concerts? That's good. Good to know.
Yeah, especially because there's when creating the song, we thought about the live version, and towards the end of my song where it goes like ooh like this is a moment for everyone to clap and sing along and dance along. So it's a very good show song, you know.
That's nice. Your participation in the Luxembourg Song Contest brought you greater national visibility. How do you deal with this impact?
Um, So I take it. I mean, it's a the Luxembourg Song Contest has been a really cool, great opportunity. I think what's really nice is that now because people recognize my name, um, I have to be honest. At least now I get answers to my emails whenever I send an email to like a radio or to a festival. Because before they would get, a festival gets lots of um, requests to perform, and at least now they know me. So even if it's a no, which is totally fine, they can at least I get an answer now, and then in terms of radio, more people know me, so I'm more likely to have my new songs being played on the radio, which is also, I would say, very nice.
That's nice. Well, let's go to the final part. I don't want to take your. It depends on me. We could talk until, but yeah. Um, which concert impacted you the most personally, and that you enjoy in performing the most?
Mm, uh, hmm, I have to say one concert. I did go see Beyonce, I think 3 times live, and her shows are to the millimeter. I think I want to say it's close to, Eurovision. When you look at Eurovision, everything is rehearsed by the second. And to me, like Beyonce is just the same. She rehearses everything by the second, every step, every movement she has is specific to a place on her stage. And so to me, this is just it's incredible because it's months and hours of rehearsing, and so very, very impressive.
Yeah, I must agree. I think Beyonce and Madonna, it's so minimal, but they don't when they are on stage, they are not. You don't see that it was It's not something mechanical, it's more natural, although we know that they spent hours and days and months rehearsing, but when they are there, it's natural, it's really,
Yeah.
but it's perfect. Yes, you're right. Which international stages do you dream of performing on? Sorry.
Um, there's a few of them. I think Madison Square Garden is one that you know, uh, comes to my head, mostly because, I mean, yes, it's in New York, but get if you get to perform at Madison Square Garden, it means you've done something right in your career.
Oh,
Like
yes.
you are known internationally, I think. So that's quite impressive. And then being French, I would love to perform in, for example, l'Olympia, which is a very popular, very iconic room as well in Paris. So there's a few of them, but if I get to, I think what I would love is to do, like, one day, we'll get there. A stadium world tour, I think, for me is
Oh, wow.
so incredible, and I'll come to Portugal for that. Don't worry about it.
I was waiting for that answer. I was thinking he's not going to say Portugal. I'm joking. It's just a joke. What are the next steps in your career? Can we expect EP or album soon?
So because I'm still, growing as an artist, and yes, I have now some visibility, but it's not huge. For the moment, releasing an album for me, marketing wise, is not a good idea, simply because in an album of, let's say, 10 songs, you're going to have, okay, well, it's 10 songs. But if I decide to release them as singles every 6 to 8 weeks, then I have something between 60 to 80 weeks of content on social media, which is quite a lot. It's actually a year and a half of content. So to me, this is more what I'm focusing on, releasing songs every 6 to 8 weeks, in order for my fan base, if you want to call it this way, or my monthly listeners to grow. I am writing more. I'm getting in touch with more people, which is really cool, which I managed to get through the Luxembourg Song Contest. I'm writing with people. I'm writing for artists. Um, and something I'm looking forward to as well is writing music that is not for the Eurovision Song Contest. Because while I love this contest, I think as an artist, I also want to focus on something else than just ESC, and growing as an artist and growing my career also means not writing for the Luxembourg, for the ESC, because if you think about it, there's restrictions. It cannot be more than 3 minutes. You cannot swear. It cannot talk about the war, or, I mean, the war, a war, or something like this. So,
Mhm.
if I want to swear in my next song, then I have to do it outside of the ESC scope.
Mhm.
Uh, so yes, that's what's to expect.
Uh, do you have any upcoming concerts scheduled?
For the moment, nothing is official.
Oh, official. This is good. It's a start.
Exactly.
What do you still dream of achieving in your musical career?
So many things. I think we've already talked about the different places that I'd love to perform live, which is either as in a stadium, or an arena, or a place, a country, or a city. I think what I'd like to do is get an award for my music. In whichever country. Um, at least for me, at the beginning, it would show some recognition in what I do. And I think I would love, shouldn't I don't think I should take too much time, but I would love to release a song with another artist, whether it's a DJ, and because I do more disco and funk, it could be a DJ like Purple Disco Machine, or whether it's another artist, where we could blend both of our music genres together in order to have something cool come out of it.
Okay. And how do you imagine Hugo One in 5 years from now?
Um, with I think in 5 years from now, what I'd love to see is my own Spotify playlist, because when you have released a certain number of songs on Spotify, you get an automatic Spotify playlist called like This
Okay.
Is Hugo One. So
Hmm.
I want to, and I think Apple Music does this too. So I want to in 5 years have enough songs put out in order for me to have this, um, and I think be more recognized as the artist that I am, and and in 5 years, have a little mini tour going on.
No, I hope so. Before that. And what message do you want to convey through your artistic work?
um, through, mm, I'm gonna go back to love yourself, love each other, because I think it's really important.
Yeah. And what message would you like to leave to your fans who have supported you so far, and to the new fans, me included, who will follow your career for the first time?
Um, Thank you very much. Obrigado uh, for the support, because I think sometimes we can focus on, oh, my song was only listened to by 200 people. It's not a lot, but actually, if you think about it, if you actually put those people in front of you, 200 is a lot of people, or more. And so I think the main message is just thank you for the support, thank you for the messages or the comments, and also thank you for people who have voted for me at the Luxembourg Song Contest, because I did come fourth in the public voting, which meant a lot of people voted for me, which was really really cool and really really nice to see. Um, so yes, the biggest message is just thank you.
We thank you. And yeah, and now we have to finish. I don't want to, but yeah, we need. Uh, I want to thank you and sincerely, for accepting the invitation and to be so open, and you know even the mean questions, answering them. It really means a great deal to us, to our platform. It is also important to be able to introduce you more fully to the audience that follows the national finals and Eurovision as well, and to the general public. We wish you best of luck in your future musical career. I don't know if the luck is for you or for us, but yeah.
I had a
But
lot of
listen,
very delightful to speak to you. So thank you very much for it.
yeah, but listening to your music, it's really good. Really, really.
Thank you.
And yeah, from our side, we promise to continue following your journey, and we wish you every success in your path with the music world.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, boys. Thank you so much. See you soon.